guys, forgive me. I know it's been like a hot minute. I'm sorry. I'm like a mess beyond a mess. It is 2:30 in the morning, and I am up. I think over the last year, I get up about 1:30, 2 o'clock. I either lie in bed until he goes to work, or I get up, on the elliptical, job hunt. It's crazy here. I didn't mean to create a channel and then drop it like a hat. It's just, I knew the only way to actually do what I wanted to do and pass and everything was to just concentrate. I do what I always do. I jump guns. I want to get it all done right now. But no, I'll either sit and job hunt and look at stuff that I want to do and how I want to do it. Because my head decides at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's time for me to wake up and start thinking about how to end world hunger, so to speak. But I woke up today and I had almost an epiphany type of situation. And I thought I haven't talked to you guys in forever. So, backstory. Graduated in May of 2024 with my master's in nutrition. Jumped the gun, got a job. Don't recommend. Don't recommend. Recommend studying for the test. Because for some reason, I graduated. I had a bone graft up here. I don't recommend that at 40. No. And that was the most pain I've ever been in, and I spent like a good month drugged up. And I decided to get a job because, you need money. And then I decided, oh crap, I forgot how to study for a test. I failed the test a couple times. That shot the ego down. Normal though. People do fail the test. Everyone says it. I know the material, it just kind of got a little lost in there. And then in order to study, I had to give up the job. Which is fine. And then since November, and then I got licensed with the Board of Oklahoma Medical Licensure. So I am not only a certified dietitian, I'm a fully licensed dietitian. I am a certified personal trainer. And as soon as I get some experience, I will be a certified diabetes educator specialist because I'm going for that one. The amount of information that they're coming out with diabetes and dementia is just... So being a dietitian and being a personal trainer is continuing education because, the world changes. Bodies, food, everything changes. So I did that, and then just what I'm learning is not only about myself, because this is the longest I think I've been without a job ever. Between my marriage and how strong it is. It was a planting year, and it's a stressful year. And I think my crazy notched up several more points. And I got to a point where I'm like going, why at 38 did I decide to go from being a life avoidant non-common sense thinking and go, hey, I want to go back to medical school. I want to go to medical school. 'Cause I never knew what was in store for me. I didn't know that to be a dietitian. Chem 1, Chemistry 2, Organic Chemistry, Biochemistry, Biochemistry 2. And that I would fall in love. And it is a love affair, I will give you that. It has caused sleepless nights, crying in my sleep, fighting with my husband. Because he's wanted nothing more than to see me smile every day, to make me happy. And when I'm not happy, he messes with him. But God, the amount of stuff I've learned. There was an old movie, Dr. Dolittle. My ex used to compare me to Eliza, except in a stupid, common way. He thought he was Henry. But she was right, in a way. I definitely ain't no lady. But what you learn when you decide to grow it is a painful experience. It is torture. Except you do it to yourself. And the older you get, saying that's true. You can teach an old dog new tricks. But you gotta beat the old out of him. But I digress. I'm actually kinda tired today. Usually I wake up wide awake. But backstory, right? So I got to thinking about a patient that I had in my internship. Because I keep thinking, I want a job. I want to learn more. And I want to learn so much more. Anyways, he is a great guy. He was a pleasure eater. He had a tube to help him eat. Except it didn't go here. It went through the stomach. So he ate. But because he was a very picky eater his whole life. He didn't eat that much. And that got me thinking to another patient I had. Now, you know me, I don't like conflict. Years of customer service, hiding from customers because people are so rude. They've gotten so much nicer. They're not so, I don't know. Maybe I've gotten nicer. Figure. The Karen in me comes out still, but not much. PTSD when I go into a store and hear something, and it'll come back out though. Oh, but I digress. I thought it was really funny. I got to thinking about this patient, and something a boss told me that you have to advocate for your patients. And it was an internship, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just pushed myself every day. I loved every minute of it, but I didn't. I didn't know anything. And I could have advocated for him a lot more. And I thought about the scenario because he was a newly diagnosed diabetic who had just went through diabetic ketoacidosis, which, for those of you that don't know, it's a major event and it takes you to the hospital. It's scary, I bet. Just the symptoms, and I think I'd be terrified that I'd die. But it's basically when your blood sugar can get so high. And they teach you about insulin and stuff. And they do a rough, and registered dietitians go in and do diabetes education. Well, we do not believe in dietetics, in restriction. Not completely. Behavior change. You can't take a person, put them in a situation where in 80 years of their life where they've eaten pasta, cookies, whatever they wanted, and overnight say, nope, broccoli and chicken, that's it. You can have salad, broccoli and chicken, no real fruit, no candy bars, no nothing, and expect them to actually stick with it. Behavior modification, big thing. It sucks. It's like telling a smoker, quit smoking. I don't necessarily believe in the addiction of food. I believe in the addiction of serotonin. And I know that your body chemically changes. But I also know that there are people who can light up a cigarette for 10 years and put it down like it's nothing. I say it's willpower, and there's something in their mind that's different, and it fascinates me. I have an addictive personality. Very much so. So I don't understand people who don't. I admire them. That I don't understand. Well, this put me down a rabbit hole of thinking. And I had a conversation in my head with the gentleman, the family member, who yelled at me because he was scared. Because on his family member's plate, there was a cinnamon roll. There was potatoes. I think there was a little bit of a pasta. And there was a little meat. Well, obviously, you're not going to get a 5-star menu at a hospital who has to feed, at any given point, 300 to 700 people on a budget that could probably feed 200. Shout out to my short orders. Shout out to my cooks, my kitchen staff. God, you guys gotta go through so much. I can't. I am amazed by people who work in the kitchen. Amazed by them. Anyways, trying to cut this a little bit short as I had to go back before he wakes up because he's got to work tomorrow. And he wakes up when I'm not in there. But I had a conversation and it went differently. I wanted to teach him, I wanted to educate him, I wanted to say, yeah, we don't want to restrict him because we don't want to take a 60, 70-year-old man and say, hey, no more sweets. So they get this little fourth half of a half, a slice of cinnamon roll or whatever. To say it's okay. We're regulating it, you're fine. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Some of it, We're not here to, we're just here to tell you to, hey, moderation, cut back. Take a minute, think about it. Is it something you really want? Or are you trying to do something else? Mindfulness, they call it. But he just kept berating me, going, well, would you give a diabetic a candy bar? And I'm like, you can make modifications to it. Because food is not the only thing that blows your blood sugar out of the water. Stress does. Your body breaks down sugar, carbohydrates, protein, fats into micronutrients called amino acids. Amino acids, glucose, and I am so damn tired I forgot. I am not tired. It'll come to me. It will. I'm not gonna not give up and look for it. So I want to get through this because I think this is an amazing thing, and it's not like I just found Noah's Ark or anything. I think sometimes that I actually come up with something smart to say, and I think it might help somebody. Regardless of the nitty-gritty on different things, your blood sugar goes up when you're in a hospital because of stress. So you can't really go off those numbers when you're screening patients. And that's, you got to pick up on the nuances of things. The bigger picture. You have to get the whole picture of a patient. And it's the simplest thing, and you're taught it at such an early age in your walk, in your thing, that stress raises the blood sugar. It prepares your body for fight, flight, fawn, or freeze, right? So if you restrict a person who likes sweets, who likes sugar, John Deloney says your body and your brain put a pin in certain moments of your life that causes stress. So I can remember it and not do it again. Sorry, that little scratch is bugging me. My hair is a wild mess and I'm worried about a little scratch in a chicken neck. Okay. Random. But, okay, so you tell somebody you're not going to have this. If they don't want to go through it again, they're going to comply. And they will eat chicken and broccoli. The ones that comply. Now think about this. If they do not want this, mealtime becomes a war zone in their mind. They're not happy. They're stressful. They're eating out of wanting to make someone else happy, but inside they're dying inside. You can't tell because they got a smile on their face while their eyes are showing you friggin' daggers because they hate it so much. Well, that's stress building in a body. It's blood sugar spiking. And that's people going, I don't understand. I ate broccoli. When cortisol increases, your blood sugars increase. you can become more insulin resistant, which is going to increase adiposity, fat tissues. You're going to gain weight. So you can be eating broccoli, carrots, hating life, being so damn depressed that it's not even funny. Not know why, because you're doing everything you're supposed to do. Internally, you're in a war zone. It's multifactorial. If you give them a little cake, they're happy. They'll marry Scott, Queen of Scots. Let them eat cake. I know that it's nowhere near what I'm talking about because I think they did something to that, but go figure. Then you got the ones who won't eat. Will just, no. Hunger strike type of thing. Okay, well, that's fine. That's going to cause lean body mass to go down because that's going to go down faster than fat. You lose muscle roughly 10% every year after 30. You'll lose fat. That's true. But you'll lose lean body mass. This is what's going to help you walk, balance. It's your organs are nothing but protein. Your brain is made out of lipids. Told you I had to figure it out. It feeds glucose. You know, there's insulin in the brain. It's nothing to do with regulation like blood sugars and stuff like that. However, it does if you become insulin resistant. Cognition goes down. Brain gets foggy. When you're older, you're losing muscle. You're losing brain cognition. Malnutrition. Over a candy bar? Over a cinnamon roll. The quality of life is so much more than the quantity sometimes. There's an old saying in financial circles, you step over dollars to pick up pennies. Or dollars and dimes, but you know. We don't want to restrict in dietetics. Not completely. We want to change the behavior. Physical exercise helps keep regulating the body. It's a way for your bowels to stay regulated if you have a low fiber. If you're not moving and you're getting weaker mentally, physically, and your blood sugars are still just high, stress is the most amazing thing. I don't know, just crap that dawns on me at 2:30 in the morning. It's kind of like, I told you throughout this entire process I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, who I wanted to help, that a pro passion of mine is mental illness because I am just alone. So if I could figure out how to control me, I could help other people, right? But I've been a blue collar, but okay. This is another thing I think about. So again, this is the longest time I've been without a job. It's driving me crazy. And I figured out yesterday why I've been so angry. I have had this ongoing war with this love affair of mine with learning about food and science. To the point I've put professional, okay, so I've been a retail worker all my life. All my life, I've been blue collar. And I always looked at the people in the professional world, bankers, lawyers, doctors, nurses, higher than me. They're in the higher economic rung, education-wise. Thought they were smarter, just better. So I get into a field and I start going to school, and then I get outside and I actually get to work with them in an internship, and I'm just enamored by them because they know so much. And they make it look kind of flawlessly and seamlessly because they've, studied this for years. Because again, ongoing education. And I graduate. Then the adult kicks in, I need a job. Then God cuts me down a little bit and says, no, you need to study. Okay, I studied. Pass test. Pay the money. Wait. That's not my style. Wait. And I lose my head. I don't know why I did this. Can't go backwards. Don't want to go backwards. Maybe I should go backwards. You fight with yourself so much. And depression comes on so quickly that it is not even funny. And you lose yourself because you're wandering the halls of a house that you are amazed you live in, even if it's a rent house. Because it's nicer than anything you ever had as an adult. And the funny thing is, it's a normal house. I'd watch videos of people, and the kids doing kids. Sorry, you're younger than me. You're 20 years younger than me. You're a kid. And their house is doing these presentations. And I just feel like, oh my God, that's such a pretty house. That's the kind of house I live in. It's a normal living house for most people. It's a nice house. I'd say I didn't grow up in a nice house, but afford one? No. And so I just started putting them more and more on a pedestal. And of course, when you're doom scrolling on social media, when you're already kind of depressed, and you're studying, and you're doom scrolling, and you're job hunting, and you get rejection letter after rejection letter after rejection letter, you do a lot more soul searching. And I'm still crazy, trust me. I'm still going out of my ever-loving flippin' mind. But I found peace in it. Because I am a working man's dietitian. Not perfect. I have my husband to remind me what I preach. Sometimes I don't practice it. I am an emotional leader. And I'm not a huge fan of working out because I don't like doing it on my own. I think what they call people who are both inverts or ambiverts. I read a book about that. I like people, but not too much. Not too many. And I get energy being around like-minded people. God, let me talk and I'll talk for hours, as you may know. But, yeah. I feel like I am a hot mess 90% of the time. But if this helps anybody, then I'm here to serve. Because if I can make your day and your life even a centimeter better, happier, healthier, oh, trust me. I don't do what I do to try to get people into a size 3. I do what I do to try to get me into a size 3. Just not gonna happen. That is really bugging me. I don't like it. But needless to say, I don't know everything. But if I don't know it, I'll learn it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll apologize and I'll do the best I can. I am hopelessly devoted to 2 things in my life, and that's nutrition. That is not even just nutrition, that is everything. Mental, physical, nutritionally, financially speaking. And it's so much better to know than to not know. Ignorance isn't bliss, it's painful. Knowing's painful. But it doesn't hurt as much. Peace.